Hiya! Welcome! It's pretty late tonight. The latest I think I've ever recorded a video. It's getting on for nearly 10:30 in the evening, but I've just been watching some stuff on BritBox, and then I thought, you know what, I'm a bit of a loose end this evening. I want to do this video over the weekend, so let's do it tonight. So it's Records Roundup 43, as you already know from the title, the thumbnail, etc. And I've got 5 items to show you here today. Now then, I did say I'm going to try not to spend any money between Records Roundup 42 and me going to Wembley. Now this video's coming out after I would have come back from AEW All In at Wembley Stadium. But obviously I'm recording it about a week or so before I've gone. While a couple of these are pre-orders that I've ordered for weeks, if not longer, then I did still make 3 purchases. I tried my best to hold my hands up. But anyway, let's get going with all of this good stuff here today. So the first thing I want to show you is a box set again. And if you cast your mind back just to the last Records Roundup, number 42, you will remember that I bought the Bushido album Black Friday, but in the special edition deluxe box set form. Well, I've got another one. Not exactly the same one, obviously, but another Bushido album and another deluxe box set. So this one is the album that I think came before Black Friday, a couple of years or so before. CCN 3, or in German CCN Dry. CCN, I believe, stands for Carlos Cox Nutten, and I don't know why this is 3, and then there's another CCN album that's in the newer box set that doesn't have a number, so you think that's the first, but then it's credited to different people, even though it's still Bushido. I don't get it, I don't understand, it doesn't matter. This was a good price, a little bit cheaper than the Black Friday set. I think because this one is obviously pre-owned, pre-loved, and it's showing my fingerprints on it here. It's a really shiny, glossy black box there, so excuse all the finger marks. I think the light's making them look worse than what they are. So the seller on Discogs actually had a couple of these, and he had one that was new and sealed, and it wasn't too much more money, but I thought, no, I don't mind if this one's going to be a little bit dinged in places and that it's been opened and presumably played. I'll get this and save a little bit of money. So this ended up being not too much more than £40, and that's including international postage from Germany. Didn't take long to come, well under a week, and all the applicable taxes. A quick look at the back. It's got some copyright info and logos and things there. You can see Bushido's Japanese style logo there next to the barcode, and Sony Music there, of course. Let's get this open. It's a box set, which I prefer to open when I'm sat down, and as I said with Black Friday, normally something like this would get a dedicated video all of itself, but there's not an awful lot I can talk about because I'm still at the learning stage with Bushido and his work, really. But I was so happy with the Black Friday set. I thought, well, this is the only other thing that I could really add to the collection that's going to be a reasonable price for Bushido on vinyl, certainly. And we've got the vinyl record on the top. So this one comes a little bit different. If I can decide where to put this box, I think, if I don't knock anything over, I think I can just place it there temporarily. Can I? No, I'm going to close the lid first, just to be on the safe side. Here's the album. Now in the Black Friday set, the vinyl album was actually something completely different to the Black Friday CD album, but this is duplicated. This is the same album that will be on CD in this set in a moment. It's gatefold. It is 2 discs. I shall get one of those out now. I believe it's black vinyl again, so nothing massively exciting to see. Yep, there we are. Yeah, that looks like it's... Actually, I don't know if it has been played. A bit dusty, and that's about it, really. Happy enough. This wouldn't have been sealed anyway, because the vinyl album in the Black Friday box wasn't sealed, but the actual box itself, when I got it, was new and cellophaned up. Next in the box, it's got one of these hinge lids, is another t-shirt. I think this is a size large shirt. Looks like it's been opened, but then it's been put back in the cellophane, which is fair enough. Someone, whoever owned this last, obviously wanted to see what the t-shirt was like, I don't really care. But there we are. I'm not going to get that open because it's going to take me forever to even get it back in. So that's a t-shirt. This is the first time I've looked in this box, by the way, since I got this set. I only received it today. I have got a mail opening to do at the end, but decided I would open this off camera hours ago. There we have a sticker with some tour dates from 2015. Yes, this is a 2015 album. 2 years, I think that was, before Black Friday. And then we have, I think that's a poster. Double-sided poster as well. So it's like a comic book cover, that, which leads me on to something very interesting that I can show you right afterwards in this set. In a way, this set's got more interesting items in it, really. So it's got poster, sticker, and this is a first for me to get in a record set or a music box set. It's got a comic book in it, a proper full-length comic. There we are. It's presumably going to all be in German. Yeah, the speech bubbles are in German there. But the comic is called Bushido Kampf Berlin Teil 1, Bushido Saga number 2 or Nummer 2. It's made by Adobe Kid Comics. I just think that's really cool. I will look at this. I mean, unless I get the Google Translate app on my phone to read it all the way through, I'm probably not going to really understand an awful lot, but some of the artwork looks fantastic. Let's give you a quick look at that. Really unusual to get a comic book within a music box set, but here we are. Of course, there's the obligatory merchandise page. And of course, I think last here but not least is the album on CD, and as was the case with Black Friday and the bonus EP on CD, this is a 2 CD set with the album on disc 1 and the album but instrumental on disc 2. So quick look in here. It is doubled up. It's not different at all apart from the instrumentals, if you can class them as being different. Just for closure, show you the bottom of the box. It's the same design as the Black Friday one with a nice kind of rubbery bottom. So I'll put all this stuff back. I'm not going to play any Bushido for you in this video. I'm just fed up of having to remove his work from videos that I've put out. Even 20-second clips from a live stream I've had to remove because they've just meant a worldwide copyright block. I think the Germans are like strictest of all about using copyrighted music. I could have a bit of a rant about that and say, well, aren't you promoting the artist if you use a bit of their music? You're not pirating, you're promoting them, because you're not playing the whole track. Now's not the time for me to moan about that. That's the CCN3, the Carlos Cox Newton Dwy album or box set. Great stuff. So we'll move on right away to an album that came about a week ago, just over. Not listened to it yet, not listened to any of this stuff yet. And it's a reissue, and it's the Human League's album Secrets, the half-speed master version. So this is actually the first half-speed master album I've got. It's like audiophile stuff. If you think about the MoFi, Mobile Fidelity albums that I've got, and all of them sound really good. You know, I thought it might be a case of snake oil when I first bought my first MoFi album, but they do sound excellent even on relatively low-end equipment like mine. So I'm hoping this will be much the same. There is an older reissue of this album, but I thought, you know what, I've never had a half-speed master reissue before. I'll make this Human League album, as I am collecting them a little bit, and that leads me on to the next thing as well. So I'll wait for this pre-order to come in. So it comes with a more or less authentic Obi strip. Obi strips, for those who don't know, and there won't be many people watching in the vinyl community who don't know what an Obi strip is, but it's basically like a bit of card that is most common in Japanese releases that just gives you either the same information or extra information, and they just look nice on records, CDs, etc. This isn't Japanese, by the way, but they've decided to go down the Obi strip route for this reissue. It's 2 discs, it's black vinyl, so I'm not going to get it open. Nothing much to say about that because I've not listened to it yet, but looking forward to it because I'm really enjoying them at the moment. Secrets from 2001, I believe, by Human League. And with me buying Secrets, I thought, you know what, I'll see if there's any other Human League on vinyl that's cheap and easy to get. And there was one from Discogs, And this was only £9.49, brand new, and then a bit more in postage, so ultimately about £13 something. And this feels like a real bargain, really, especially as there's not a lot of places selling it, from what I could see anyway. And it's a Human League Live album. It's the Sound of the Crowd, Greatest Hits in Concert. And the reason it's such a bargain is, if you look at the hype sticker here, it says Human League Live at the Dome, vinyl, plus the 17-track full-length concert DVD. So it's a double set, vinyl and DVD, which is quite an unusual combo. It's a very truncated version of the concert, and it's one from the Brighton Dome, I believe, that was released originally on DVD some years back from the early 2000s. It might have come out on CD at some point, which probably has the full concert or thereabouts, where it's more sort of like highlights on the vinyl issue, but that's good enough for me. I will get this open actually, I just want to see the DVD inside really. I know it's only black vinyl, but I thought for under a tenner, brand new, why not? I enjoy a live album, I'm enjoying the Human League. I do like to watch a live concert now and again. Usually for bands I'm really into, like New Order and Rammstein, but even so, I'll definitely give it a watch. I'm trying to find where it'll be. I think I can feel it. There we go, nothing much to look at really, ultimately. It's just come in a clear plastic envelope type thing. Human League Live at the Dome. It's basically a reissue, maybe even the exact same issue really, as what came out on DVD a few years prior to this vinyl issue here. While we've got it open, we'll have a look at the disc, but it's black vinyl, I'm pretty certain about it. Yeah, quite nice centre label. I'm not sure what record label this is on. There's a couple of logos there. Secret Records, which is ironic really, given the album I just showed you was called Secrets. And I think I saw a 2017 copyright date on there. That it'll be on screen anyway, the correct release date. But as I say, the Brighton Dome gig on DVD, and I think presumably on CD as well, would have come out some years before this. But there we are, the Sound of the Crowd, Greatest Hits Live, vinyl and DVD set from Human League. The penultimate pickup was a little bit pricey, and it wasn't impulsive because I do collect this artist. I think his work is fantastic, and you know, he's so sort of under the radar and indie that I always feel like I'm supporting him directly when I buy his stuff. Found this on Bandcamp, got like a marketing email saying that he put a lot of his music up in physical format. Most of it I'd got, but this, his latest album, I hadn't got. It's now out on cassette and vinyl. I got the vinyl edition, and this is In Space by Anders Enger Jensen. I've talked about Anders Enger Jensen before on this channel. He's done a lot of computer game soundtrack stuff, like newer computer games, but for older systems. So he's big in the chiptune and synth wave and chill wave genres. I like his Retro Groove series. That's like my favourite of his kind of work. I think this, from what I've heard of it, and I've only listened to a couple of tracks digitally so far, is more sort of chilled out, more ambient, I think. 5 tracks on side A, 4 on side B. All seem quite long tracks. I think the shortest is over 4 minutes by the look of it. Oh no, there's one that's 3.5 minutes, but all the rest are like 4 or 5, getting on for 6 minutes long. Black vinyl again, not going to get it open now, but great to see him release another album. He has done a Retro Grooves Volume 4, but that's only out digitally so far. But I'm assuming that will get a physical release eventually, and I will get it. I've got Anders on vinyl, I've got him on mini disc, and also I've got his first Retro Grooves, I believe it is, on cassette, so I've kind of spread him across all formats, really, so to speak. I urge you to go and check out his Bandcamp page if you're into good electronic instrumental music, although he has done certain work with a vocalist, but I won't get into that now. It's easy enough to look him up and find out all that for yourself. For all intents and purposes, he's an instrumental artist doing great work, particularly in the chiptune and computer game soundtrack areas. This is his new one, In Space. And finally, we will close with a mail opening. So this also came today. It came separate to the Bushido set, as this was delivered by Amazon. It's not an Amazon purchase. It's one from Mute Bank, but they're using Amazon for their shipping these days, which I would say is probably a step up from Hermes/Every. Although Every, apart from when they were having all those delays around Christmas time, Every are pretty reliable in my neck of the woods, it has to be said. But that's if they've got enough staff on. This mailer is an absolute pig to open. Oh, the Anders Enger Jensen album, I was going to mention how much that was, because it was quite expensive. I think including postage, and I think the taxes were probably calculated before as well. It was, I think, €75, but Bandcamp was literally the only place I could get it, and it was directly from the artist Anders Enger Jensen in Norway. You know, it's no doubt a limited run of that album, like all his work will be. Happy to help out an artist I'm a big fan of and buy from him directly, even if it was a little bit on the pricey side. So this album here was a pre-order that came today. I think it was actually out yesterday as of me recording this, but I remember getting an email saying there's a bit of a delay with the vinyl getting shipped to the warehouse or something. We've got sticky invoice, or what used to be a sticky invoice I should say. Chuck that down there. Couple of nice stickers from Mute. They do tend to send stickers every so often. A couple I don't think I've ever got before from them as well. But that one looks like it's reversed, so that one might be one like a transfer type, what we used to call a temporary tattoo when we were kids back in the 80s. And that one just looks like a bog standard sticker. Lovely stuff. So the album is Always the Very Best of Erasure. Now this is technically a reissue, but it's an updated reissue. This first came out on CD and digital, I think 2015. The date's on screen, so why try and remember, I don't know. But it's been reissued. It's the same album, but it's got 3 additional tracks that are from since 2015, which I think are the last 3 on side D. Elevation, Love You to the Sky, and Hey Now, Think I Got a Feeling. I've got those tracks, I believe, or at least a couple of them, on Erasure LPs, because I was collecting Erasure a lot a year or so back. There's still one album that I want to get on vinyl, and it's bloody expensive. I keep looking and I've had no joy yet. It's become my top grail now, that Violet Flame, if anyone ever sees it knocking around. 2 disc set here. It's black vinyl again. First time it's ever come out on vinyl. A little bit unusual, but not altogether unheard of for like a greatest hits album to get a reissue with newer stuff on. The closest example I can think of other than this is New Order kind of did it when they reissued their singles compilation, but it didn't have any newer stuff on. They just switched one of the tracks for another track that wasn't a single, but then again neither was the previous one from that period. Anyway, there's probably other examples, better examples, and I can't think of any, and I probably don't own any of them anyway. So that is Erasure with Always, the first Erasure compilation I've got on vinyl. Love it.
So who's your latest flame? Driving a mile in the fast lane. I
And that's your late night records roundup 43. Obviously this will go out at midday because all my videos tend to go out at midday, but it's late night for me now after standing here for nearly 25 minutes yabbering on about these latest additions to my record collection. So time for me to have a nice cup of decaf tea and settle down and possibly even put one of these records on. Thank you to all of you for watching. Special thanks go, as always, to my wonderful subscribers and generous patrons. You know the drill about the description text box by now, so I'm not even going to bother getting into it. I'm going to go now and do everything that I just said I was going to do. It's late, I'm getting tired, getting thirsty, my mouth feels like Gandhi's flip-flop, and I do hope that all of you will join me again next time for my next records roundup and record and music collecting video. Cheers everyone. See ya!